Thank you, Lena. Thank you for not only the words about me, but for being an example of how I think it's important to acknowledge our mistakes and move on from them and heal and repair those breaches. Good morning, everyone. So now I know that we are in a room of about 450 people, and there are 40 very young women here who are all part of the Hollywood Reporters Mentorship Program. Yes. So, and actually, I'd like to speak directly to them. So the rest of you 410 people, you can all just check your phones or something. I won't be offended. But if you are currently being mentored or are an incoming mentoree to the program, can I ask you to raise your hand, please? Okay. All right. I've clocked you. You guys are all here, so no, I'm trying to direct the room. But given that you're a mix of 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, none of you were born when my name first surfaced in the media. And therefore, you may have no idea of my history. Or if you know of the music of Eminem, G-Eazy, Kid Cudi, and of course Beyonce, you might have heard of me in a couple of those songs. So aside from being a former beret model, I am also a lyric in songs. I'm nervous. Thought doing a TED Talk was nervous, but here we go. So, what I really am hoping with all of you who are in the program, that you will take a second now and look around this room. Really, truly look around the room and take it in. All of us here this morning, as outside of those of you who are in the program, have something in common. And while I don't know everybody personally, I can guarantee you one thing. We have all made a mistake in our career that had consequences. And we can all probably agree that when it comes to being in this room, the worst mistake or the mistake with the worst consequences, I definitely win. So, hands down. But that's really what I want to speak to all of you about today. Those of you in the program, the M word, mistakes. Like breathing and change, mistakes are a guaranteed part of life. They can be found in the history of every successful person, and they're often the seed of every downfall. But they can be rich with learnings and growth, even when they're painful and devastating. 20 years ago, as a consequence of my mistake, I had to spend some time in court in front of a grand jury. Not a great place to be, just in case anyone was wondering. But at the conclusion of my second or third time there, the foreperson of the grand jury, who was actually a stranger to me, said something important. Quote, "Monica, none of us in this room is perfect. We all fall, and we fall several times a day. The only difference between my age and when I was your age is now I get up faster." I was roughly 8 years older than most of you who are in the program are now when she said this to me. And I have now lived long enough to know that she was 100% right. The fantastic Hannah Gadsby, whom we heard earlier today, who never ceases to amaze me, captured the sentiment perfectly in her Netflix special. And she said, quote, "There is nothing stronger than a broken woman who has had to rebuild herself," or who has rebuilt herself. Sorry, Hannah, messed that one up. And it's important to me that all of you know, as you're sort of moving on into your careers, that you can rebuild. Painful as they may be, mistakes can give you the chance to become that stronger, rebuilt woman, a more resilient and expanded self. As you're on these incredible journeys with extraordinary women mentors, and as you look to them to help you create your blueprint for success and learning, really, I encourage you to also ask them how they have survived making their mistakes, what they learned, how they navigated those paths. Get comfortable with the fact that at some point you will make a mistake in your career. And know that from the deepest part of you, you can move on from it, you can grow from it, and you can survive it. And when that mistake eventually knocks at your door, I hope you'll think back to today. Remember everyone in this room, and remember that we have all been where you are, and we are rooting for you. Thank you.